Hey everybody, welcome back to another week with me, Ryan. To all my new subscribers, thank you so much for checking me out. I hope you like what you see and continue to check back every week and like, share, comment, tell other people about it who you think may enjoy it. To my existing subscribers, thank you so much. Just thanks for your time. You don't have to show up every week and see what I have to say, but you do, and I appreciate that so much. It means a lot to me. Anyways, what I've kind of noticed is I haven't told you guys too much about myself, really, besides that I'm a zookeeper and I live in Ohio. So this week I put together a little video, a little interview with me, conducted, and questions formulated by my 8-year-old daughter, Emmy. So I hope you guys enjoy this week's video and learn a little something about me and kind of who I am.
How long have you been keeping reptiles?
How long have I been keeping reptiles? Well, unlike a lot of people you talk to who are zookeepers or have been doing this a long time, I didn't really grow up catching a lot of stuff. I mean, I went into the woods and caught frogs and snakes and stuff, but I never kept anything at home, and I never really thought of it as a viable career opportunity. But for whatever reason, I was watching this movie Road Trip when I was in college, and they have a Burmese python on that, and I thought, man, it'd be cool to have a pet python. So I got a ball python, or a royal python, however you want to call it. But that was my very first snake, and I was 19 years old. So I've been keeping snakes on and off since then. So that was in 2001, so about 19 years, almost 20 years. And I've been working in zoos and aquariums since 2007. So it's been a while as well. I'm closing in on 14 years. So it's been a while, yeah. But I've enjoyed every bit of it. I mean, I've worked at some really awesome places, met a lot of great people, and worked with tons of cool animals. So it is a really, really cool job, and I've liked it. Good question.
What was the first zoo you worked at?
So the first zoo I worked at, well, first zoo I worked at wasn't a zoo. Actually, my first job was a herpetologist at the National Aquarium in DC, which was an awesome job with one of the greatest crews of people who I still keep in touch with to this day. What a really cool job. I worked there for 4 years, and it was tough leaving the DC area, but I ended up going to my first zoo job, which was the Bronx Zoo. Still have a shirt. Now, hopefully I wasn't supposed to return this, but, and maybe I was a little thinner when I used to work there, but that was my first zoo job, and that's where I really got my exposure to so many different species of reptiles and amphibians. I really enjoyed my time there as well with a fantastic group of people who, again, I keep in touch with. But what a great place.
What is your favorite snake?
So what is my favorite snake? Well, first off, thanks for all these great questions. There's still some more to come, I'm sure. But thank you for these questions. Now, I have a lot of cool snakes that I've worked with throughout the years, and some that I have here. Now, I have some cool snakes like Madagascar leaf-nose snakes, Langaha, the Ford's boas from one of my previous videos, green pythons and things like that are just really, really cool. But when it all comes down to it, probably my favorite species of snake is Panthrophis allegheniensis, or the black rat snake, or what we commonly refer to now as the eastern rat snake, or as I like to weld them together and just call them the eastern black rat snake. That way everyone's happy, or everyone's mad, who knows. Anyways, my favorite individual comes from a line of animals from a zookeeper who I interned with in 2001, and from a friend of mine named Lana, who introduced me to this animal. This is a really cool strain of albino that I call the Hermline albino black rat snakes. Eastern black rat snakes. This guy is huge and is a really cool snake. He's got a very red color to him. Both of his parents were just true albino. I don't know why he's so dark, but something is really awesome about a snake that you can find in your own backyard that is native here and that probably a lot of us take for granted. So this is definitely my favorite snake.
What is your favorite turtle?
Favorite turtle. These are hard questions to answer, just so you know, because I like so many things so much all the time. But my favorite turtle species, or tortoise species, has changed throughout time, but recently I've really been focusing a lot of my efforts on Conyxus homiana, or a Holmes hingeback. This is one of my guys here, or this is actually a female, 2017. Just a really cool species that is characterized by this hinge right here. And the Holmes hingeback is even further characterized by this real sharp, almost 90-degree turn at the end of the carapace. Now, these guys are petitioned to be listed as critically endangered in the wild, and forever they were just, I hate to use this term, but they were just very common or throwaway pets. They were very inexpensive, they were imported in large numbers, and they never really thrived that well. But there is a growing group of people who are doing amazing work with all the hingeback tortoises like this Conyxus homiana. Definitely check out the Conyxus working group for things like that. They have a lot of cool stuff going on, and this is where one of them came from. But I have 6 of these guys here at the house, and I can't get enough of them. They are awesome species.
Do you think the animals you keep are happy in their houses?
Let me know, is it recording? Right now it's recording? Oh, I better talk. Well, I certainly hope so. But that's like, if you look at some of my previous videos, especially the animal wellness one and enrichment one, that actual question is on my mind a lot. Now, I don't want to anthropomorphize and say that turtles can be happy, but it makes me think, what am I doing in my care to make these guys really feel like they're living in the wild and in a safe capacity? I try to use the 5 freedoms to help me think of these things and make sure they feel good, but yeah, I don't think that they're ever truly happy, if you want to think about that, unless you're constantly working to improve your care. That's very important to me, is that we should always be looking to improve our care to make these animals happier. Call it whatever you want to call it, happy, satisfied, thriving. You know, I kind of take that happiness and view it as more of a, are my animals thriving under my care? Are all of their needs being met? Not just physical needs, but mental needs. So most of my animals, yes, I do actually think that they are happy or thriving. But I have a lot that I still need to bring that care up, and I'm constantly working towards that. But that is a great question.
Do you like turtles or snakes better?
I plead the 5th. It's always a tough one. Snakes, lizards, turtles, whatever it is. But this one is specifically just asking, do I like snakes or turtles better? Well, it's always hit or miss. I think some snakes are cooler than some turtles. I think some turtles are cooler than some snakes, but really they're all cool. But over the last few years especially, I've really grown my affinity towards turtles and tortoises for a number of reasons. But one, you're just drawn to them. They're a lot more charismatic. They're also in a lot of trouble, you know? So I think there's a lot of conservation work that is being done, and there are great initiatives that you can join. There's also a lot of work that needs to be done, and that is really, well, it's almost depressing, really, because that means a lot of them are in some dire straits here, but it also means there's a lot of opportunity to make an impact, and that really resonates with me, and hopefully one day that's what I'll be able to do, is make an impact along with teams and organizations to really make change.
How many trips have you gone on to study reptiles?
Well, let's see. You know, define study. Does that mean just going out into the wild and looking for things and studying them? Does that mean going to conferences and sharing information and learning information from others in the industry? Then I go a lot of places. Well, not this year. Not going anywhere this year. But, you know, I've gone to Mississippi a few times to work with turtles and salamanders. I go to conferences like the Turtle Survival Alliance, or the Taxon Advisory Groups for the AZA. Those are really, really good. I've gone on fish trips into Alabama. I've gone down to Louisiana, a lot of different places. So I don't really know how many I've been on and how many of those are actually just towards conservation or whatnot. But I think really when you're sharing and learning information about all these things, that's all conservation, because it's all helpful to know, and it's all about networking as well, so that you have everyone has an easier time finding the people to make change.
Well, I hope you guys had fun watching. I know I had fun making this with my daughter, so it was pretty cool. But thanks for tuning in this week, and I'll see you later.